morning or good afternoon to all others who are in whatever time zones they are in. I'm Sandhya Naren. I'm currently living in Mangalore in Karnataka, and I am a banker by profession, and yet I love telling stories. So today is my personal story which I'm going to narrate, and it's the first time I'm going to narrate a personal story. Before I begin, let me sing a few lines of a song. Listen as your day unfolds, challenge what the future holds. Try and keep your head up to the sky. Lovers, they may cause you tears. Go ahead, release your fears. Stand up and be counted. Don't be ashamed to cry. You gotta be You gotta be bad, you gotta be bold, you gotta be wiser. You gotta be hard, you gotta be tough, you gotta be stronger. You gotta be cool, you gotta be calm, you gotta stay together. All I know, love will save the day. All I know, love will save the day. I sang this song because I thought it will go with the mood of my story because it's a message to a teenager. That's why I selected this, otherwise, I'm not a singer at all. So, 20 years back, I joined for graduation in a very prestigious college of Kerala, of my hometown, Cochin. Until then, I studied in a local school in my hometown. I was born and brought up in a town of Fort Kochi. Maybe you may have heard it's a famous tourist destination where a Jewish synagogue is located. My house is just half a kilometer from the synagogue. So, I studied in a Malayalam medium school. That is, the medium of instruction was Malayalam, and none of us could speak in English. We had no exposure to the outside world. As I completed my 12th grade, I felt that it's very important to know to speak in English to improve my communication skills. So I took a decision to join for BA Communicative English in St. Teresa's College in city. And I used to travel up and down to the city. It was very tough days for me as it was all different world. It was a different world for me in the college. I couldn't follow anything my teachers or my classmates were speaking in those initial days. And I also experienced a culture shock because the girls over there were very smart and independent. They used to come to college by driving a scooty or a car. All those skills were not known to me. And it happened on a afternoon in December, I suppose. We had this combined class. In my class, Communicative English, we had 38 girls. And in the adjacent class, Literature, there were around 60 girls. And we had one common English paper for which our classmates had to go to next class and we will have a common class. During those days, as I couldn't express myself in English, I tried to avoid all the situation where it wanted me to speak. See, I was very studious and I was academically very good in my school. I was a top scorer of my school. But still, the scenario was different in college because all my classmates were from Central Board or ICSE Board, things like that. They were talking about Hollywood movies or pop music, which I couldn't follow at all. During one of those combined class, when she started teaching, she said, okay, so today we are going to learn about internet. What are the uses of internet? Who will tell me first? And I was praying, no, no, no. She shouldn't come to me. She shouldn't look at me. I was praying. But then She looked exactly at me. Yes, you, the one who is wearing a spectacle. Come on. What are the uses of internet? Start. Oh my god, it was such a moment. Actually, I was having a lot of ideas. I used to participate in elocution, extemples, debates. I had a lot of ideas hovering in my mind, but in my mother tongue and my regional language, Malayalam, not in English. I I stood there. Internet is the need of the era. After that, I couldn't speak anything. I was just standing there, frozen, completely frozen, for about 3 minutes. And I felt like all the classmates, 99 pairs of eyes, were glancing at me, and I was shrinking, shrinking, shrinking. I felt so ashamed and humiliated. I don't know why teachers make the students to keep stand when they cannot answer. After 3 minutes, she told me, okay, sit down. And I sat down. I sat down, hiding my face inside my notebook. I was crying within. I didn't know what to do, but I felt miserably bad. And after that incident, I tried not to sit in first or second row, but in the back bench, so that no teachers would catch me. But I decided not to give up. I thought in my mind, I joined here, I came here to improve myself, and I will do that. I was listening attentively to all the lectures, all the conversations my classmates were having, and slowly I started understanding what they are saying, what my teachers used to teach. Second year started. We had this sociology paper, and the sociology classes were so boring. It was after the midday meals, and most of our classmates were sleeping in the class. I just hope that she will not be watching this recording of this story, our sociology ma'am. So one day she told, you all have to take seminar for the internal assessments. Each of you have to make a presentation for about 10 minutes. Again, I thought, each of us have to study one portion of sociology and present it in front of the class. 50 marks for presentation and 50 marks for the knowledge. I chose a topic, Looking Glass Self Theory by Cooley. And I thought I will do something creative, something innovative. And the day came. All my classmates, they presented whatever they have learned, word by word, sentence by sentence. But when I came and stood there in front of my class, I started like this. Dear friends, today I am going to tell you about socialization theories of Cooley. And do you may be remembering in poetry, we have studied the poem The Mirror by Sylvia Plath, and all my classmates were amused. This is a sociology class, and why she is asking about poetry? Everybody got curious and said, yes, we do. And then I started. In Sylvia Plath's poem The Mirror, she's standing in front of the mirror, and she's presuming that the mirror is telling her things. That I am silver and exact. The poem starts like that. Maybe some of you know it. Just like that, in sociology, the looking glass theory of self means how an individual sees himself from the point of view of others, and then he develops his own self-image. There are three elements. Number one, we imagine how we appear in front of others. Number two, we think how society perceives of others. And number three, we make a self-image of how others see us. So these are the three elements. So This is how I connected both the poetry's theory into sociology. And our lecturer, our sociology ma'am, was standing in the last bench and she was also attending this. And soon after the class, everybody lagged and they all clapped me, they all applauded me the way I presented the subject. And they said that Sandhya, you have really improved a lot and we are so proud of you. That was a very beautiful moment in my life because it is among the same classmates 1 year back that I felt humiliated, I felt embarrassed, I felt ashamed, but I did not give up that time. And that is how I improved over the years in my college life. And when I completed my graduation, I was confident enough to express myself in English. So, this was my healing story, which I chose after getting inspired by Eric's notes. So, thank you.
Thank you, Sandhya. That was a beautiful story. Very difficult to share personal stories, and I think you're very courageous in taking up that particular instant and talking to us about it. How you overcame your fears, and you're able to stand and confront people you probably felt very embarrassed with in the beginning. So I think it was a very nice story. And also when you brought up the poem of Sylvia Plath, it brought to mind recently what I had read. It said that when two people meet, there are actually six people there. One is the person we think we are, the
Yeah.
second is the person others think we are, and the third is the people we actually are, which we
Oh.
don't know, the inner core. How many of us actually know who we are? Because all of us are like onions, so many layers. And you have
Yes.
to remove all the layers before you can actually reach the real core. And I don't think any of us actually understands ourselves. So that was a beautiful story. It brought to mind so many things, because all of us have faced so many situations. And for you to be so persevering and saying, I will do it, I think that was very inspiring. So thank you.
Thank you, Renu. Thank you. Glad that you liked it.
Sandhya, I always admire you for the courage you have and how you embrace new things and all that. And this personal story from your past is reaffirming that. This was your endeavor with not knowing a particular language. But most of us, when we enter into new arenas, it could be a new place, new neighborhood, new job, anything in life, something new which we're not familiar with, and we experience a change. All of us have this fear, and the want of acceptance from everybody around us. And your story so beautifully, we just shouldn't give up and try our best, and everything will fall in place after a period of time. That's what your story told so beautifully. And as Renu said, it takes a lot of courage to share a personal story among some familiar people and some unknown people. So thanks for sharing this, and love and hugs to you.
Yeah. Thank you so much, Sri. Thank you so much for your love.
Hi,
Hi,
Sandhya.
Sandhya. Yeah,
Hi.
please go ahead.
Yeah, hi, Sandhya. I'm Devina. And I really liked your never giving up spirit. In that situation, also where you felt embarrassed, it was very easy to go back and be in that shell all your life. But, you chose to, not that escape route, but to fight it and, win. And no one will say that you ever had this kind of problem of not
Inhibitions.
of English. You can't, because you shared so beautifully.
Thank you, Devina. Thank you so much.
Motivating story, Sandhya, as everybody has said.
Thank
That
you, Divya. Thank you.
personal into this is
Hi, Sandhya. It is Leena here.
Hi,
I
Lynn.
really like this topic that you have chosen, and it's a very real issue. Why we Indians make such a big fuss about
Yes.
one language? It's just one language, right?
Yes, yes.
So
Even now,
nowhere we
even now
feel
it's
I'm
the
so
same.
good in my mother tongue,
Mm.
right? But if we don't know English, it somehow comes to our
Yes,
self-esteem for
you will
no
be
good
looked down.
reason.
You will
And
be looked
everyone
down.
around us tells that we need to improve. We also are convinced we need to improve. Even if we make a small mistake in English, why do we take it so personally? Don't know. And you know what? Once I traveled to UK, and there it's their language, right? English people, they are chill about it. They're so chill about it. Why we make a big fuss about? we only know. That is one. And secondly, I really like that when the teacher was choosing, not me, whether we know the answer or not. Especially in college, no one wants to get up and tell. So I really like that part. And I just went back to past in the classrooms, like, okay, no, not in front of this lot, please, whether we know the answer. I really like that part. Thank you for sharing your story. Thank you.
Yes, Lena, thank you so much. And after coming to this storytelling platform and among so many other storytellers from all the countries, I felt that English is just one of the many language. Of course, English is widely spoken and it's more popular, but there are equally important other languages, and there are other native other language speakers who cannot speak English so fluently, and it's absolutely okay. All those things, it came to me later in my life, but even now there are Indians, there are people who think that not knowing English is a big crime, and they are looked down and all that.
Sandhya,
Can I, sorry.
yes,
Yes,
sorry,
Yeah,
Kajal.
yeah.
please go
Can
ahead.
I please? Thank you so much, Sandhya. I enjoyed when you began, your narration with your music, with your singing, and at the same time stating that it gives, you're not comfortable singing. So I think throughout you're the most confident person. I feel really. So
Thank you.
yes, yes. So I really enjoyed it and wish you all the very best.
Thank you so much, Vandana. Kajal.
Yes, Sandhya, I know you for over 2 years. I think it's more than that. And
Yes.
I've seen your trajectory, you are doing amazing. I could feel the fear. The fear is not just, as someone said, not just about speaking, it's about being in new uh, phase. But you are very, very, yes, environment. And you have done so well, I have seen you from there until now. And I love your confidence, there's so much to learn from you.
Thank you
Seriously,
so
so
much,
much. You
Kajal.
are, seriously, it's a very difficult task to unlearn your thinking process, because we end up, most of us who are English speakers, they don't understand that our thinking is in our language, and when we speak in English,
We
we are,
translate.
it's a tremendous work happening out here.
Yes.
So unlearning is very difficult, especially if you've not heard that language from childhood. Amazing job. I'm really very happy for you. You're
Yes.
going to
Thank
soar
you.
very high, Sandhya. It doesn't matter. You do dil se things, you go for it, girl. Go for it.
Thank you, Kajal. Thank you so much. Eric, you have it.
Sandhya, even I would like to say something. Sandhya, Simran here.
Okay, yeah, Simran.
Okay, hi Sandhya. I'm so glad you took this topic. Okay, and first and foremost, thank you for sharing your personal story. But you're absolutely right. Yes, we all have that fear. Okay, somewhere like what if we do grammatical errors, what if our pronunciation goes wrong? So thank you
Yeah,
so much for coming up with this topic and sharing your personal story. I look forward to all your emotional intelligence posts, and I keep looking, why is it not coming? Last was your 10th post. Okay, so you're doing a great fabulous job. Keep going, and thank you so much for sharing this beautiful story. It completely resonated with me as well.
okay. Thank you, Simran.
Thank you, Sandhya. Thank you so much. You also bring the things which were in my heart also. I'm also not a very good English speaker, but still I was resonating with it also. Or thank you, Dilse. Love you.
Yes, you do very well, Ranjita. You also tell stories very well, I know. Thank you.
Thank you. But you
And,
keep rising, Sandhya.
yeah, sure. Pandirajan, sir?
Yeah, Sandhya, you have told the story very nicely. Actually,
Thank you, sir.
your personal experience is experience which is experienced by most of us. That's why this is very popular story. And you have managed that very good as usual. I have, that I have last time also saying. And
Excuse me, Pandya Rajan, I think you need to try being closer to the computer because it's very hard to make out your voice. Can you get closer to the microphone?
Yeah. Is it clear? Yeah. Hello.
Yes,
Yes,
go
Yeah.
yes.
ahead.
You, besides appreciation, you raised one pertinent question. Why the teacher is not asking the student who is not the answer to sit down? This is
Yeah.
one very important question. I don't know. This is, I never faced that course, but it's a very interesting question. Thank you. Thank you.
Yes. Thank you.
Okay, wonderful. You know, I must say about English, I'm from the USA, and in the USA, you know, anybody can talk English, even like people who are not so smart. It's only when you leave the USA that you realize that English is a very valuable thing to you know be
No.
able to
Yeah.
speak it and write it. In the USA, we just take it for granted. But when you leave the USA, you find out it's a valuable commodity, or it's a valuable thing to have.
Yes. Yeah.
Okay. Uh,
Thank you, Rick. Thank you all.
thank you. Lena, are you ready?